Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
The College of Engineering, Pune, or CoEP, was founded in 1854 and is regarded as one of the top colleges offering courses in the field of technical education on a global scale. CoEP became a unitary public university in June 2023. CoEP has produced some illustrious engineers, including but not limited to none other than the most towering personality, Bharat Ratna Sir M. Visvesvaraya, in whose honor Engineers Day is celebrated. Let us know more about this legacy institution from the Vice Chancellor of CoEP, Professor Sudhir Agashe.
College of Engineering Pune, established in 1854, and this is the second oldest institute of the country. We started in 1854 and Sir Bharat Ratna Visvesvaraya, none other than the great engineer of this country, is the student of this premier institution. When we started in engineering education as an institution, it is basically licentiate civil engineering course. It was not engineering. So it started with LCE, and then in 1912 it got converted into full-fledged engineering course in mechanical engineering. Slowly the progress of the institution started, and it got affiliated with Pune University in 1950, when Pune University established. Then what happened is, because of the legacy of this institution, we started adding the courses, disciplines in engineering. And surprisingly, you will find it noticeable that in 1948, when the transistor was invented, we started electronics and telecommunication department. That's where we started working on that. We today have 9 undergraduate courses, including B planning, and 27 postgraduate courses with PhD program also. In 2003, this institute became autonomous under the Project TechEP, Technical Education Quality Improvement Program of World Bank. Because of that, we got all the autonomy. It's administrative, academic, managerial, and financial. So in true sense, this institute become independent as far as the administration and the clutches of the government is concerned. Good many board of governors, chairman board of governors were there in this, starting with F.C. Kohli, none other than F.C. Kohli, who is the pioneering in software industry, and he is called as father of software engineering industry of the country. F.C. Kohli, then we have Mr. Pratap Rao Pawar, and today we have Mr. Chaudhary, Pramod Chaudhary, the managing director of Praj Industries, as the chairman of board of governors. Now, if you look at the legacy of this institute, after 2003 to 2022, we continued to remain as the autonomous institute of Government of Maharashtra. Thanks to Government of Maharashtra, we got converted into university last year only. Yesterday only, we celebrated our first year of university status. Now, if you look at the changes, you will find, as far as the number is concerned, we have grown up to 5,000 students on campus. But if you look at the research component of this institution, we have done many things as far as the research is concerned. And that research is related to applied research, because we do have very good industrial connect. In Pune, there are many industries with which we have a sound collaboration. And through that collaboration, we take the problems associated with those industries, and with the help of postgraduate students and PhD students, we solve the problem as a collaborative research. This is where we stand today. And today, we have more than 250 students working for their PhD program, around 500 students for their postgraduate program, and around 4,000 students for their undergraduate program. Now, after becoming university, we have taken a stand to change the curriculum of this university radically. And the idea behind changing this curriculum is to make sure that more and more, students should go into challenging assignments, hardcore research assignments, and the students should also go in startups and entrepreneurship. So this entire NEP, National Education Policy, which is being rolled out by Government of India in 2020, we are starting the curriculum from this year, wherein there is a lot of freedom given to the students of this university, and they can move from one stream to other stream. They can learn subjects from other domains and other disciplines also, and that will give impetus to the students to learn few things which are not even part of engineering. And that's what we wanted to think about, we wanted our students to talk about and practice also. Just to mention few things about the past students of this premier institution. The CEO of Starbucks, Lakshman Narasimhan, is the past student of this institution. And there are many students, those who are occupying high positions in corporate, educational institutions, not only in the country, but outside the country also. And that's where we are very proud of our past students. Now these past students have started giving back to the institution, now the university. What is that? They are supporting the needy students for their tuition fees, mess fees, and the hostel fees. And not only that, they are mentoring these students to come up to the level which we are expecting, because these students, those who are coming to CoEP, they are bright students, no doubt about it, but their background is poor. Their background is vernacular language. So it is really required to mentor those students, tutor those students to take up new challenges. Yeah, as far as this incubation entrepreneurship is concerned, we set up an institute in CoEP called as Bhav Institute of Entrepreneurship and Leadership. Now this institute is entirely focused on converting these young engineers into entrepreneurs. There is a definite course, a very, very dedicated course which is being designed by that institute, which takes care of the basics of innovation like design thinking. It's a thought process actually, and we need to change that thought process. The thought process won't change just having something in the curriculum. We need to tutor them, nurture their inquisitiveness. Now what we do in Bhav Institute is we ask the students to meet with the startups or entrepreneurs who have developed good products. Now if you look at the startups coming out of CoEP, these are in the areas of, mostly in the areas of software actually, like AR and VR, data analytics. And there are startups, few startups in the area of hardware per se. And the reason for that is through Bhav Institute, we have made it a point that we should apply, the students should apply along with their faculty members for the patents. The moment you apply for the patents, what happens is you have an idea in place, you have protected your IP, and now you can convert that IP into a product, and then it can become a business, that business can grow. The model is very simple. Institute takes part in this model very actively by supporting them in giving high-end instruments, high-end testing facilities, and the support from faculty to have those products up to the mark, to the industry standard, to the world standard. That's how we keep on doing all such things, and that's how it works well. It has worked well, it will continue working well, and we are sure that today, hardly 1% of our students are moving towards startups. We want to change that number radically. Thanks to COVID, and I must say this, because what happened in COVID is we found number of ways of learning. See, the first and foremost thing is we always used to say that unless and until there is a teacher, there is a classroom, there is a blackboard, teaching won't happen. That was the way, we call that as a chalk and talk type of an education system. Now we moved on to the new education system where technology is being used by many of my faculty members, and similarly the same technology is being used by students also. Now what has happened because of this, the challenges which are being put forth in front of my faculty members, because the material which a faculty has the same material student has. So he has to find out some other way to make sure that the assignment becomes challenging. The student should not feel boring in the classroom. That's number one. Now because of that, what happened? Very typically what happened here in this campus is students started asking questions, which was not a normal phenomenon in any engineering educational institution. And because of that, the next level of asking questions is changing the thought process. The moment I say changing thought process is typically now we started moving towards a lab session, which is unique. Now what is unique in that is the assessment of the laboratory happens at the back end in a subtle manner. Now that is the change wherein students will get the challenging assignments, not a typical assignment that you perform this experiment and get the observations, write a conclusion. Most of the time those conclusions are same because the observations are same. Gone are the days actually. So this is where, as you all know, that laboratory is a backbone of engineering education. Unless and until we change our laboratories and make the laboratories as good way to learn in a different way. And that's what has happened, and because of this, you will find students have started thinking, what can I do next? What is next for me? And how can I make this better, better and better? I'm really emotional because the institution where I studied, I saw this institution as a student. I saw this institution as a visiting faculty because I was working in industry and then I switched on to the academics. So I saw that visiting connect with this institution. Similarly, I saw this as a lecturer to start with. Then head of the department, I run one department, instrumentation and control department for more than 12 to 13 years. Then took the next responsibility of becoming Dean of Academics and Dean of Student Affairs. And today, I'm sitting at a position which is the highest position of this institution, now the university. Now, if you look at, I always feel what is a tremendous change which this institution has witnessed. When I was a student, very few faculty members were there. The labs were not up to the mark. And we used to always ask my faculty members that whatever I am studying here, is there any relevance of this study to industry? Is there any? But my teachers used to say, and that is their contribution, where my teachers made it a point that all industrial experts used to come and teach us. That is the difference as far as a normal institution is concerned and CoEP is concerned. That gave us a clear understanding that what you are learning, how to apply that learning in industry. That's first phase as a student. Now when I became the faculty member, we, along with my colleagues also, we found that there are big challenges. The challenges are basically, how do I know how much a student has learned? What is the mechanism? The mechanism which we had, and today also, is only CGPA, how much he has scored in a particular examination. And in those days, we were university affiliated system or university system. So little scope was there for us to experiment. But still, we found that there are a number of ways to identify which are those weak students and what sort of mentoring, what sort of extra hand-holding is required for those students. We could identify that. So as a teacher, I personally learned a lot from my students. Then came the era of administration. Now, whenever you are in administration, what world you have seen as a maybe employee or a teacher, that is not the case. From here, the world is different and you are alone. That's where the point is. Now, you are looking at the world in a different way. The problems or the matrices associated with a particular problem are many, literally many. The parameters attached to a problem is a lot because first instant you are looking at a problem of academics, a teacher is talking to you. Immediately next instant, you are dealing with a problem which is purely administration. And in the third instant, the problem is financial. Now that's the change actually, and that's what I have learned and experienced this change sitting here at this position, making sure that I suffered in a way, I learned a harder way. My students need not learn a harder way. They should have that experience in place, very good laboratories, good collaboration, and the mindset of changing the world. Now that's what I expect sitting here I should deliver to my university. Yeah, see what has happened basically is the way students are thinking. Previously what used to happen, the only aim for coming to CoEP is guaranteed job. CoEP used to be, and today also, all my students get job. So the first and foremost aspiration of coming to CoEP was get the job. Now we have witnessed in last almost 10 years, we have witnessed that students have started thinking differently. What is that difference actually is if I work, the apprehension of failure, because families, the students, the background of those students are such that immediate salary is a must. In many cases, immediate salary is a must. Now, in such a situation, student will never think about something. Now, what has happened, and this is a change actually, this is a change because of the club culture of this institution, where we have 50 odd clubs, where students from different disciplines work together. You may be poor, you may need a job, but at the same time, you have a friend who won't need a job but wanted to do something. So can we team up together? Can we do something like this? That's the change in the mindset of the students. So previously what used to happen is I have to get a job. Today I have to find a friend, collaborate with him or her and start doing something. And the fear of failure has gone. I must tell you, the confidence level of this generation is so high, and I must salute that confidence level, that even if I fail, doesn't matter. And society also realized, society really realized that 1 or 2 failures, chalta hai bhai, it's okay, it's a part of life. Previously, it was not the case. Now, if you look at this change, the society also say, okay, you have failed, doesn't matter, start working on some other problem statements. And the students, through our mentoring, through the courses like Bhau Institute of Entrepreneurship and Leadership, we tell them, we teach them that you can't become rich in one night. Consistent efforts are required. One failure, another failure, another failure. One day, you learn why you failed. Do that next. Don't make the mistake again. Keep on doing that. And there is a society to support you. And I have seen many venture capitalists who says that, yes, we are ready to fund you because your idea is good. And that's the change which we have seen in this country. And I'm sure this country will become wealth creator for the world. I must give this message to all budding engineers. And the message is loud and clear, that start working, keep on working, failures will come. It's part of life. Failures will come. But if your idea is sound, your understanding is perfect, and you have understood also the market which is there for their particular product, keep on working till the time you get a success. But don't push you towards going back to the era of getting a job and being happy. So come out of that complacency, come out of that comfort zone. And it is very much essential, and the message is give 5 years after graduation to all such experiments. You have a life of 45 years of professional life. 5 years you can even give it like this. Still 40 years you enjoy your professional life. And that's the message which I wanted to give to all the budding engineers.